It's time for the Interceptor to rock and roll. Hey everyone, what's up? Open World Games here. Hope you all are doing good today, and let us begin. Yes, you guessed it. It's time. It's time for that Anthem news. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff today, including the fact that certain developers are back from a little bit of a hiatus. I don't think they expected Anthem's launch to go so rough. Especially, Casey Hudson of Bioware recently indicated that the launch of Anthem was definitely a lot rougher than they even expected. So we're also going to be talking about those recent Interceptor changes that are upcoming for the next update, and then a bunch of other stuff in here as well. So let's dive into this one first of all. So this is an update about the sales. So it says Anthem has made over 100 million in digital revenue since launch. Plus, it goes on to say, information released by Superdata Research has revealed that Bioware's Anthem made over 100 million in digital revenue at launch. The loot shooter is Bioware's second best-selling launch behind Mass Effect 3. You guys know that. But this is where the information is new. It says, according to the report, Anthem was the top-selling title by physical units in February and achieved an above-average download rate in the top-grossing titles for 2019 so far. Anthem came in at number 3 on console. Further, 3.5 million was generated, from in-game spending. These strong numbers come despite a tepid critical reception highlighted in our Anthem PC review, so it remains to be seen whether the game can keep players returning. So it means that people are actually going in and using the store, and 3.5 million in revenue stream from that could have been better in my opinion if they would have had more armor variants at the beginning. I think we need more armor sets, of course, and I think a lot of us want the game to succeed because it's extremely unique, but I think at the same time we definitely need more variations in terms of the vinyls, armor, and what's on offer at the store. I played Tom Clancy's The Division 2, and the thing is, the amount of clothing and armor and stuff in the actual store for microtransactions was a lot more than what we have seen from Anthem, and that surprised me. So hopefully I can get on that. We're going to be getting 2 new armor pieces, of course, next week, so there's that at the very least. But I hope they start rolling those out more and more, and of course you can earn them in-game through the challenges and completing stuff like that. So you don't really have to do the microtransactions if you don't want to, but it does mean that the game is getting support from fans still, and it shows that there is still an interest in this game. In the long term, that's yet to be seen, of course. So hopefully Act 1 does not disappoint. Now, gameplay you are seeing is from one of my live streams. Check it out in the description below, fb.gg/openworldvideogames. Join me, guys. I've been having a ton of fun messing around with the Interceptor and some new legendaries that I got recently, so that's cool. But anyway, also, devs are back in action. So Connor says this, where have you been, Mike? And this was the reply from Michael Gamble of Bioware saying this, oh, me? Just working on stuff that I will one day talk about. So yeah, they are definitely busy working on, stuff behind the scenes. They were definitely more quiet after launch. Was like, oh no, it really did remind me a lot what happened with Fallout 76, except those guys from Fallout 76 became super quiet. But Bioware, they've been, in my opinion, a lot more active in terms of, updating everyone with live streams and so on and so forth. And, we're going to be getting another live stream in the next few weeks as well. But also, Ben Irving of Bioware confirms that he's excited to be back in Austin after my brother's wedding. It was a great break, but I'm excited to be back to all things Anthem. Time to get to work. So yeah, they're all back, getting to work, and of course they're the producers on Anthem. Then you have the developers that are also working on the game. So a wide variety of people working on the game. And then you have to remember that they did film scenes with the actual voice actors and mocap actors for some sort of new story DLC that will be coming up in the future as well. Now, what about the Interceptor changes that are coming up in the brand new update? So we will be getting that, of course, here next week. This was the question here from Emilio, who says, I saw on a video that you guys will add a hold melee for Interceptors. Will this be optional? Because personally, I don't like that. I already got the right timing for all my attacks. This was the response from Chris of Biowares. Is this, I don't think it's optional, but try it out and let us know what you think. And furthermore, Andrew Johnson, community manager on Anthem, says this: I played with the hold to melee fellow Interceptor player here, and I liked it a lot. My recommendation is to give it a try before you judge. Let me know what you guys think of this one, by the way. Are you the type of player that prefers mashing buttons or your keyboard when it comes to your melee? Or do you prefer to just hold down the button? I know Dragon Age Inquisition has it where you hold down the button, and it does a flurry of attacks without you doing much. I, for one, I'm used to actually mashing buttons because of all the different games that I have played, including, you know, Spider-Man on PS4, God of War, and those type of games. So I'm just going to end up mashing the button anyway. Even if it's like where you have to hold it down, I'm going to accidentally end up mashing the button. So I don't think it's going to impact me either way. But I do think it would be pretty neat if they do have in the options where you can set, you know, the option to either have hold for melee or tap. So that's my opinion. And, you know, it would be really cool, and I discussed this in my stream with you all, if you could see like light and heavy attacks or actual combos that you see in a lot of these melee-centric games dedicated to these melee-focused javelins like you have your Interceptor. That would be really cool to see. Now, there was another thread out on Reddit that did catch my attention. It was this one from Ramon Storm, who says this: allow us to drop unwanted loot in free play. I would love to see this option. I think it definitely needs to be something, because I get so tired of accidentally picking up like purples and blues that I just don't want. And I know for a fact I'm going to be sitting there for like a couple minutes breaking this all down just because I accidentally skimmed over it. Now, another suggestion was from Mechanic, who says this: not drop, dismantle. I sure as heck still want the parts and embers from that stuff. So yeah, dismantling on the field would be a great option. I really do hope Bioware does consider this. So if you accidentally pick up something on the fly, you can just dismantle it right then and there based on its color. But then again, you don't really know what your item is, so I don't even know if that's going to be possible or not. Now, also, let's get some updates about the FOV Slider, which coming to PC. Alex V says this: in the recent live stream, FOV Sliders will be coming to PC. Any chance for it to come to console? That would be very nice. The reply was this. Well, actually, this was someone else that chimed in here. This is not a developer. He says this: sadly, things like that probably won't be possible without huge frame drops. Those FOV changes also require a beefy system to run them smoothly. That is actually very true. It's always going to affect performance the wider the view you get in any video game. And Alex V did say this: Apex has to be able to do it, so no problem. And the response was from Bioware Chris, who says this: they are on a different engine entirely, but will continue to investigate. So that's basically a non-answer, but they are going to be looking into FOV Slider possibly coming to the console version. Now, this is a different engine again than Apex Legends. It is the Frostbite engine that runs, of course, you guys know, Battlefield, Need for Speed, all those games. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the Frostbite engine for like Battlefield has an FOV slider on console. Let me know if that's true or not. I just don't think it does. I think it's limited to PC, and I think that might be foretelling of what's going to be happening here. So don't hold your breath when it comes to an FOV slider for console. I think I might just keep the FOV, even though I'm on PC as is, because I think the view is just fine, at least for me personally. All right, so let's talk about this one right here. So this comes from D. Collins 85, who says, can Bioware please name each faction's versus just progress, please? And he shows this right here. The shot of your Champion of Tarsus progress. This always confused me as well. As you can see, it doesn't really show what faction they are referring to. So Brendan Holmes did respond, and he did say he's looking into it now. They were joking around on Reddit, like, is he going to be responding like he's looking into it? And he said, I'm actually looking into it right now. So yeah, it's definitely being investigated, and honestly, I expect that to be something that would be fixed very, very soon. Probably most likely in the next patch, because it would be an easy thing to fix. Alright, so let's keep going. Let's talk about your top comment. So remember to leave a comment down below for a chance for it to end up in a video. Let us begin. So the first top comment comes from Ian86, the Ultimate Guardian, who says, nostalgic reason I purchased the disc. I prefer to have the physical copy than digital. I really enjoy playing Anthem and extremely happy for the new updates coming up. New content, gameplay, doing away the loading screen, showing all your components, weapons, secondary abilities, etc., etc. I'm so glad that Bioware is saving this game. It is worth saving. I'm never bored playing Anthem. Thank you. So I've been playing Anthem on my streams and playing it for hours and hours. I think I have like 90 hours now in the game, and I've just jumped into the Interceptor like hardcore, and I am having a freaking blast with this Interceptor. It's so wildly different from my Ranger. Then I have yet to really hop on over to the Colossus. But it's interesting you bought the game on physical. Let me know how many of you guys bought the game physical copy or a digital. I'm always curious to see how much physical copies are actually dying off. I know the majority of you replied that you did buy the game digitally. But yeah, I'm super hyped for the future. You know, when he was speaking about the loading screens, they are reducing those. You'll be able to access the Forge from the fort with the tap of the button, you know, and there will be no loading screen. It'll just be like, hey, here's the Forge. You can take a look at your Javelin. So that's a really cool addition. Something I didn't highlight too much from the stream, and I should have highlighted that a bit more. But yeah, that's definitely fixed. It's coming up in the next patch. Next up, we have Ryan Grandy, who says, yeah, the player base drop-off is based on people leaving the honeymoon period of the game, being tired of the game-breaking glitches and a lack of interesting in-game content, and being fed up with constant updates and bug fixes that cause more bug fixes that then require more updates, and bug fixes wash, rinse, and repeat. So yeah, I had a question in my previous video about the cells. I said, well, how many people are being retained? What's the retention like with this game? And it's very true that you can't have a patch for a patch for a patch for a patch, if you know what I mean. Patch can't be breaking stuff. So let's see what happens with the next update. I'm really going to continue judging based on, you know, what happens with each and every single update. But I think overall they've done a really good job addressing stuff very quickly. I personally have had a blast lately. On my recent stream, I actually got a legendary, which I was really impressed with. It's a freaking awesome pistol that I'm using right here. It is so good. It's called Voss's Revenge, I think it's called. But it is so good, and it fits perfectly with my Interceptor, and I'm just excited to hop back in and get my Interceptor rock and rolling with proper gear. I still got to get it leveled up a lot more than it is currently. But let me know what Javelin you guys are rocking. What is your main, your secondary, and so on. But I think after Interceptor, I'm going Colossus. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more updates about Anthem. We should be getting a lot more updates heading into next week, because that's when, yes, the actual update will be happening. Update 104, so look out for that. But guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.